Hi, good afternoon. Still got the wonky tripod. You have to excuse me today. I woke up this morning with everything hurting, so I'm not at my best today. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. It's just one of those days. Sorry about the cowbells, it's the jingling. I'm wearing a sweater I don't like, so it's too short. Because I'm plump here, if they're too short, they sort of stick out around my waist. If they go further down, they're fine because they go as far as my hips. But I didn't have enough yarn because this was sort of like a gift from Ice for one of my orders that went wrong. But I went into that ages ago, so I won't go into it again. I've got absolutely nothing in the world to show you. Nothing at all. So I might as well do a bit of knitting. You don't mind if I do my knitting, do you? This is what Ephraim calls pit knitting. I just call it underarm knitting. I don't know why, I just don't like the expression pits. I know it's my armpits, but... So yes, I'm re-knitting that top, the crochet top that I made, and it was too big and it never sold, and I couldn't wear it because it was too big for me, so I undid it. And of course you finish up with hundreds of little balls that don't go anywhere, and you finish up having to join in the middle of a row, which I don't like doing. I much prefer to join my yarn at the end. And Russian joins only work if you're using wool. I found that out in the past. They don't work if you're using acrylic because they just unravel. Oh, here's my little G. Oh, he's going into it. No, he's not going into his basket. He wants to come up here with me. Come here, G. G, come here. Come on. Come on, Baba. Come on, Baba. It's because I've got the poof. Oh, here he is. This will probably be the end of my knitting, by the way, because he'll want to sit on my knee. Won't you? Here he comes. There's no show without Gigi. And I'm wearing trousers, so he doesn't like that at all because he falls between the gap. He prefers me to wear a dress or a skirt. So here I am knitting away. It's Good Friday, so there's no post today, so... Oh, and Gigi's going to bark in a minute because the two girls from across the road are daring to go into their own house. And they have a ginger cat, and he doesn't like that either. So, we shall see. So, oops. Yes, I do throw my yarn, and I've got that in a knot there now because I've gone into the wrong stitch. Yeah. I don't care for purl, but I'm not as against it as Charl is. But I do throw, as you can see, I do throw my yarn. It's the way I was taught, and I can't change now. Too old to change now. Too old, aren't we, Gigi, eh? Well, I wish I could tell you something exciting that had happened today. But I haven't even had a phone call of anybody. You know, don't worry, we're not trying to sell you anything, but will you just answer 75,000 questions? Not even had one of those today. And of course, no postman because it's Good Friday. Not that we were expecting aught except my ice yarn. And I still haven't had a notice saying that it's been dispatched yet. I don't know why, but I worry when I don't get those. You know, and I must be sending them an email nearly every day saying, excuse me, but where's my order? I just worry when they don't dispatch it. Because normally you get your order. You got the receipt, you know, that you paid for it. And then you get another saying, your order will be dispatched. Well, I've not had one of those yet. So I don't know whether my orders seem to fall through the net. Or I found out that if I order 2 orders on subsequent days, that they'll send me one of them, but then the other one just seems to get ignored, you know. Or whether they think it's the same order, I don't know, because it was nothing like it. Because I'd ordered 5 colours on the first order. Then I only ordered 2 colours in the cakes on the second order that came. And that was ordered 1 or 2 days after. Ice, you need to get your admin staff working properly. But we'll have to see. Anyway, I did write them a note because they sent me a, what did you think of our service? That was a foolish thing to do, wasn't it, sending me a note saying, what did you think of our service? So I told them what I thought of the service. Normally great. But just recently, have you got new staff? But, you know, we shall see. Yes, if this is turning out to be a waistcoat, I won't be wearing it. It'll be going on me order. Oh, somebody asked me about whether I'd sold one of the cardigans that I've been showing. I've sold nothing yet because they're not even on Etsy. Today was going to be my Etsy day. But today I got out the wrong side of the bed, as my dad would say. That was his saying if you were a bit out of sorts or whatever, or you're a bit bad-tempered when you got up, he'd say, oh, somebody's got out of bed the wrong side. And when I was little, I used to think, why does it matter which side of the bed I get out of? Which way are you going, did you? He decided he doesn't like me knitting. You know, it puzzled me when I was a kid. Why does it matter which side of the bed you get? And you know, even now I won't get out the wrong side of the bed. I won't get out at my ex-husband's side. I just don't like doing that. I don't know why. I always get out of bed the side I got into bed, if you know what I mean. Gigi's gone wandering off again. I'm thinking he thinks it's dinner time, which it is actually. Yes, it is. I know it's your dinner time. You'll have to wait a minute. He's mooching about. I hope he's not going to do anything. He's been out enough times. Gigi. Gigi, what are you doing? I worry about him because if I don't read his signals correct, he will have a little accident. Won't you? So I have to keep my eye to him. You know, he's not normally a dirty dog, like, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's like she's not reading my signals. She knows I want to go out, so I'll just go and do it here. Now he's climbing aboard his recliner again. I've had to have the light on because it's 5 o'clock and it's... Another reason I'm feeling a bit blah today is because it's raining and it's never stopped raining all day. And you know how much I love rain. It makes me feel so depressed. I keep telling you, I'm meant to live in a warmer country. Or at least one where the sun shines. I mean, I love England, don't get me wrong. It has some beautiful scenery. And it has some magnificent places to see if you're into historical buildings and castles and things. It would be an when the sun shines, it's a fabulous place. Absolutely fabulous place. But it doesn't shine as much as it should, you know. We drew the short straw when it came to sunshine. I mean, I think I read somewhere that it said last year was supposed to be one of the best summers we'd had, and I'm thinking, no, it definitely wasn't. You know, I can remember long, glorious summers when we've had months and months of sunshine. But then, of course, they tell us we're on a water ration then. We've got a drought situation. Because we're so blasé, you see, we get so much rain that we don't conserve, yeah? Other countries that are baking hot have got more. Oh, he's going to bark in a minute because there's a car coming past. It's nothing to do with us, Gigi. He's up on his back legs, you know, like one of those meerkats. Sometimes wonder what species he is. Sometimes he looks like a fox. Sometimes he looks like a cat. Sometimes he looks like a meerkat. But, yeah, my hands and arms were aching yesterday and I was thinking, is it because I've been knitting? So it might be a good idea to start some crochet tonight and to alternate, because I do love knitting. I mean, I don't do it because it hurts me, but I do love knitting. Although I could never knit shawls or anything like that because I can't knit on them wiggly circular needles. I have to have one needle anchored firmly under my armpit. You know, I can't knit. I cannot knit like that. Look how slow it is. In, over, through, off. In, over, through, off. In, over, through, off. I would have died of boredom before I got to the end of the row. No, can't do it that way. This is the way I was taught. In actual fact, when I use a metal needle, I actually bend it round my bust. All of my metal needles have got a bend in them like that. Shaped like a bow. I've ordered a pair of 10mm needles because I still can't find the other pair I bought. I've got 9mm, 8mm, 12mm, every other millimetre, but I didn't have any 10. I'll find them now because I know I ordered a pair. I'll find them. Or one day I'll find them. One day my prince will come. If he does, I'll probably be out. Just by looking at it. My dad used to say that. On the day when my ship comes in, I'll be waiting at the airport. In other words, you know, if it weren't for bad luck, we'd have no luck at all. That just about sums us up. My son's got a much better motto than I have. What does he say? Don't let your fears get in the way of your dreams. I think it's from one of his heavy metal songs that he adopted it as his motto. I'm sure those of you who are into heavy metal or whatever, or rock, will tell me where it comes from. Yeah. I have read your comments, thank you all very much, but I still haven't got around to. I don't like my tablet for replying on because it's one of those, it comes up and you start typing a name and it suggests another name. And it doesn't usually suggest the name you're thinking about, so you have to go. I much prefer to type. And I can't type two-handed on a little tablet because one hand is holding it up and the other hand is typing. And in any case, unless I bash it, it doesn't work at all. You know, it doesn't do the delicate touch typing. You have to. Anyway, I'm feeling a bit more alert. See, the trouble is I get alert about 8 o'clock at night. And that is when I come alive. And then I sit and I'm doing things till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then I'm half dead when I get up until about dinner time. And I must stop it, you know, I really must stop this. I mean, I have to get up and have my shower afterwards when Gigi's coming in the car because I never know what time they're going to arrive. But having said that, I can't go and have my shower when I get up, even when he's here, because of course he wants to go out into the garden for a wee. So we have to do that first. So on the days when he doesn't come, like the weekends, it's great because I can just get up, go straight into the bathroom, get myself organised that way and get dressed before I come down. And it's surprising that does make a big difference to me. I think I've mentioned it before. That once I'm up, dressed, face on, hair done, sorry about the hair, it's not done today, but never mind. Then I feel a bit more human. Yeah, I just wasn't in the mood for putting it up today, so it's just down. So, and now I've finished my little bowl of wool off. Wool off. It's the wool off. It's the wool off. Wish I could remember the name of that cartoon. There was Lamsey in it. And the wolf was always chasing little Lamsey. And little Lamsey used to always say, it's the wolf, it's the wolf, instead of saying it's the wolf. And I'm going back many years because my son's 48 now. So it must be at least 42, 43 years ago. Because that would be when he'd be watching the cartoons when he was little. It was different back in the day. They just had set times for the cartoons. Which was much better really for the kids, because it meant that they would go outside or they would do other things, you know, they weren't permanently glued in front of the TV saying just let me watch the end of this, you know. In actual fact, my son watches more cartoons now than he ever did before. And of course now he's got the great grandchildren, he's got an excuse. I've never been into... I used to watch the cartoons, obviously, when my son did, because, what is it, 3 times across before it works out. Well, I might just have enough. That's the rule of thumb, isn't it? Yeah, if it measures across 3 times, it will do the row, but it's not measuring three times across. It's only measuring, just about, might do the row. I shall play yarn chicken, because I'm trying to conserve every little bit of yarn. So, obviously it wasn't 3 times across, it must have been 4 times across, because my yarn's running out already. And I'm going to have to put a knot in the middle of the row, and I don't like it. But I don't want to leave all these tails for sewing up, because I've got loads and loads of bits and pieces that I can use for sewing up. Anyway, I'm going to get some dinner, tea, evening meal, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually not hungry. I don't know why, I'm just not hungry these days. You would think I would be the size I am, but I'm just not. I mean, yesterday I made myself my breakfast and I left half of it, and I left half of my evening meal because I didn't want it, you know. It's not... I mean, I'm not a big eater, but I don't usually leave a meal. But just recently I have been doing. I just feel full. I feel hungry and full at the same time, which is a bit of a weird combination. Yes, I've had to tie a knot. So I don't know. I do have a hernia and that's growing, so maybe I should ask the GP. I mean, last time I went to the hospital, they just examined it and they said, no, it's alright, it's only just a hernia. I think it's grown. Oh, excuse me sniffing, that is very rude, but I'm still bunged up. And that's what I'm going to see the GP about, because I'm sick to death of being bunged up. Look at that knot in the middle. Terrible, isn't it? And of course I'll have to wash this because it's all wrinkly. I can remember my mum when she used to unravel things, you know, back in the days when we were very, very poor before we got the wool shops. She used to pull things apart, you know, she'd buy sweaters and things at jumble sales that had holes in the elbows and things like that. She would unravel it all and then she would hank it up. She would tie it into hanks and then she would wash it all, peg it all out or put it round coat hangers to stretch all the crinkles out before she re-knitted it all. We're all spoiled, aren't we? We get all this yarn and stuff. All this wool and stuff that we can afford, you know. I used to have the most inappropriate colours for my sweaters when I was little because it was whatever my mother could find. Or whatever she unravelled from somebody else. You know, if somebody gave me mum a sweater, that cardigan, handmade, because it was all handmade more or less in those days, that it was too small for them or they didn't want it or something, she would patiently unravel it all. And, excuse me, she even used to refoot socks. To save money, instead of knitting a new pair of socks, she would put a new foot in them. Just refoot them. Take them off, pick the stitches up and do another foot. Because there was none of this toe-up stuff in those days. It was all top down. And men used to wear their socks like halfway up the legs in those days, so there was a good ball in each, because the balls were only like 25 grams or an ounce in those days. So there was a good ounce of wool in the top half of the leg, so she used to buy another couple of ounces and refoot them. I mean, she used to always say, well, if it was a slightly different colour, that who sees it in your shoes, yeah? Which is right, because gents' shoes, you know, they do hide everything, don't they, when you put them on? Yeah. Oh, I can't remember. It used to put new sleeves in sweaters if I wore a hole in my sleeves. She would either put new sleeves in or she would undo the sleeves, working round the hole. And then she would put me different coloured cuffs, and then she would also lengthen the bottom. Because when I was a kid I grew upwards, I never grew outwards. So I might have a sweater that was red, and then the next year it would be red and grey or something like that, because she'd have redone the sleeves and taken out the ball bits, you know, off your elbows and that. And then she would put me grey ribs and grey everything and a grey neckband to make it all to match, yeah. Or she was a dab hand at doing things like that, my mum. And my aunt was the sewer. My aunt would take something that, a lady's dress that had come, you know, from a jumble sale or something, and it either had a moth hole, because we were plagued with moths back in the days, or somebody would have splattered paint or something on it, you know. So she would carefully cut round all the good bits of the material of the skirt, the dress or whatever, and make a dress for me. I mean, all of my coats until I was quite older were always made from other people's coats, you know, cut-me-downs and that. She used to buy new linings, because usually the linings were the ones that was torn and ripped and things like that. I mean, back in the day, people used to have their coats relined, you know, because they couldn't afford a new wool winter coat, but they could afford the cheap lining that went inside it, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're coming back to that now a bit, aren't we, with all this sort of green stuff, recycle stuff. I mean, our family must have been the kings and the queens of recycling when we were kids, when I was a kid. Everything in our house was redone. My dad was a dab hand, you know, bodge it and fix it, yeah. You know, if people gave him things that they considered to be broken, you know, he would do it up, put new legs on chairs and things like that. My mother would recover the chair when it was all done. My dad would fix the legs, and hey presto, we had new chairs. I don't remember us having anything new. It didn't do us any harm. And I'm following in the tradition, family tradition now, because most of the things I own are not new. The only thing, the last bit of furniture I bought new was my recliner. And that was about 10 years ago, so all my settees and everything like that, I always get them from somebody else who's buying a new one, you know, or give us a tenner for it and you can have it, you know. In fact, the last 3 settees and things I got them free, because relatives were getting rid of them, and, you know, there was still plenty of life in them, absolutely. I had my mum's settee forever, ages, until my cat ruined it all. Well, it was like brocade with like fringing round it, you know, a bit like the type of settee that you see in the Queens or these really posh houses. And my cat ruined it. He chewed all the fringe off it, and he scratched all the velvet to shreds. Yeah. Animals are so sweet. And then, of course, Buster wrecked the last sofa that I had, because he'd scratched it all, and so there was breaks in the leather. And then when he was incontinent, of course, it went through into the sort of sofa, and it wasn't very pleasant, so I had to get rid of that because it smelled awful. That's a lovely subject, isn't it? But I still loved him, even though he wrecked me sofa. You do, don't you, when they're your animals? I mean, you wouldn't like it if somebody else's animal came in, peeked on your sofa, would you? But, you know, it's always the same, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to go now. This little whippersnapper's fallen asleep now. But I think I'm actually getting up near where I've got to start decreasing for the armholes, because it's only a short cardigan. And I didn't dare make it any longer because I'm on a wing and a prayer with the yarn, because I've unravelled it all. Anyway, hopefully you might see me with it, with a bit more of it done. So thank you for keeping me company while I've been doing a bit of knitting. Thank you for cheering me up a bit because I was feeling very today. No doubt now I've got dressed and everything, and but one thing is missing is my splash of perfume. Now that will liven me up. I do like anything scented, you know, like scented candles, things like that. I do like anything like that. Although I'm always a bit wary of whether it's good for the dog to like the scented candles. I normally wait when he goes home. But of course he's not going home now till Sunday, so I can't light my candle till Sunday night. I told you my niece gave me a nice one, didn't I? A lovely big one in a tin with 3 little wicks on it. I still haven't thrown away the wax melts, but they're definitely going in the bin. They are horrible. I know all of you lot have all got lovely ones, but don't forget I'm in the UK. So if anybody can tell me of a nice scented wax melt that I can get in the UK, can you let me know? Because when I go in the supermarket, they're all in packages and they sniff all right, you know. And then when you light them, it's like, oh God, it's like toilet freshener. Yeah. Anyway, jingle jangle. Sound like a cow. I sound like a frog as well, so I'm going to go because I've not brought my drinking with me. So once again, I've gone froggy. Once again, my throat's not sore. So I'm hoping to get away with not going shopping tomorrow. My niece won't be coming anyway. I think she's gone away for Easter, I'm not sure. Oh, she hasn't gone away. She's got things planned. I've got enough in the freezer to last anyway. The only thing I might need is a loaf of bread. So that's the only thing. He's fast asleep. He won't be fast asleep when I put this camera down and I walk towards the kitchen, because then it'll be ears up. Din din. Didn't eat his breakfast. He never eats his kibble for me. They tell me he has kibble in the morning, but I think they're kidding me because he won't have kibble for me. But they mix it with other things. They mix it with bits of chicken and stuff like that. And I've given him bits of cooked chicken, you know, like the stuff you buy for sandwiches, but it's not like Daddy makes it apparently, so he won't eat his kibble. He'll eat his tea, and he'll eat some of mine if I'm eating anything that he can have. I don't think I am. I had sausages yesterday and I've got sausages to eat today really. But I didn't like them. I like cheap sausages. I know they're bad for me, but the skins are softer and they're nicer. These got some teeth in. These sausages I got were like Tesco's finest sausages, and to be honest with you, they had skins like leather, and I wasn't that keen. They put spicy things and all sorts in them, and I prefer just sausages. Normal pork sausages. That's what I was brought up on. Oh, here he is. He's seen something. What have you seen, G? Hey, what have you seen? What have you seen? There he is doing his meerkat impressions. Hey, what are you buffing at? Nobody there. Woof woof. So that's usually the signal for me to go, isn't it? There's nobody there. Absolutely nobody there. Yes, no, there's nobody there, G. Sit down. Good boy. So bye all. You keep keeping your Vedas going. Or your divas going. Yeah. Bye for now. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye now.